What's up, collectors? Welcome back to Films by Color and to another episode of our weekly live show where we talk about physical media, everything that's coming out this week in physical media specifically. And this week, we're opening the floodgates. We're broadening our horizons a little bit. We're not just going to be talking about American releases. We're going to be talking about anything that's coming out in the world that I want to talk about. We're going to talk about. I mentioned this last week. I brought it up, threw it out there. Everybody seemed very excited about it. Everyone seemed down. So we're going to do it this week. We're not going to cover every single thing that's coming out on Blu-ray and 4K. We're going to be a little bit more specific on what we talk about, but that's going to give us a little bit more time to cover international releases, which I'm a huge fan of, and I want to support, and I want to get the word out. So we're going to talk about some UK specific, and anything is fair game, but there's some specific UK releases that I want to talk about tonight that are coming out this week, and I'm very excited to talk about them. You guys who have been followers of the channel for a while probably already know what I'm talking about because I've already been talking about them, but let's do it. Let's go ahead and cover all the new releases for this week. We're going to jump right into it. We shoot this show live right here on YouTube every Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so if this is your first time joining us, please come back again, join us live, and we always have a good time talking about physical media and movies and collecting. Anything is fair game, but we are going to cover some new releases. That's for sure going to happen tonight. Let me see who's here in the chat, and I'll do some shout outs here. A lot of people here already. Interesting. Mark's Movie Menu is here. Kyle Hartman's here. Marty DMC. Baloney says good evening to all. Marty also says good evening. Kevin House. Hello, fellow film collectors, internet users here. Michael Smith is here. Coming to you from the broke house. Can they please stop putting out so much stuff I want? Yeah, same. I'm in the same boat, man. That's why I put that right in the title of the video. It's been crazy. The end of this year has been nuts. I don't usually do like a top 10 of my favorites of the year because I don't pick up that many new releases. Most of the stuff I pick up is old, but I think I might have enough new stuff to do a top 10 this year because there's been so much good stuff coming out. Hello, Sheldon. Hello, Henry. Bailey. Ben Russ. And my chat moderators. Shout out to Jeffrey and John. Both of those guys here. Early. Good to see you. Carrie and Doug popping in as well. Amazing, guys. Love talking to you. Let's go ahead and jump into some new releases, and then we'll chat as the night goes on. Here we are. Right here, starting with today, December 16th. These things have already been released. Look at this. There's some 4K, specifically some boutique label stuff that I'm a huge fan of. I love Radiance. I hate that we've never talked about Radiance on this show because it's one of my favorite labels right now, and they're putting out a box set this week, which sounds amazing. I can't wait to pick it up. It's called Nothing is Sacred. It's this beautiful box set. Look at this. Incredible. If you're not familiar with Radiance, I'll show you an example of their box sets real quick. They have very similar packaging to Criterion with the Skenevo cases right there, and their box sets are usually 3 films to a set. This is their World Noir Volume 1 set. It's a nice hard, sturdy case, hard box case for their box sets, and this one is a Louis Buñuel box set. 3 Heresies by Louis Buñuel. And the films are, let me show you real quick. I should have figured out how to say this. Viridiana, The Exterminating Angel, which is the one I'm most excited about. That's in the Criterion collection. I've wanted to pick that up for a while, but I'm glad I didn't because it's in this box set. And then Simon of the Desert. This is a limited 6,000 copies, limited edition box set. They always do the O-ring on the side right there. Or not the O-ring, excuse me, OBI strip. You can see on the front, that's what this pink strip is, has all the information on the films right there. And then you can just take that off and you got a nice, beautiful box set underneath. So I'm very excited about this. Louis Buñuel is a filmmaker that I've kind of been intimidated by and haven't gotten into yet. Haven't jumped into the deep end yet with his stuff, but this is a perfect box set for me to start with. 60s films, and the themes of the film sound very interesting to me personally, and sounds like I'm actually going to love these movies, and I can't wait to check that one out. That is, I don't know if there's an American version of that or not. I know Radiance does do some American releases. Right now, it's only available on Amazon UK, it looks like. £45, whatever that converts to in dollars. I have to buy that one. That's going to be a day one pickup for me, whether I have to get it from Diabolic or Orbit or one of those sites. I'm going to be picking that one up. It's great. I'm very excited about that one. Radiance is also putting out some other films here as well. The Man from Majorca, which is, I'm not sure what country that's from, but they've been doing a lot of crime films, a lot of Japanese stuff, a lot of Italian stuff. Radiance has really been focusing on this last year. Speaking of, Japanese film Yokohama BJ Blues, another crime film that they're putting out. I'm not always super interested in the topics of the films that they put out, but they put out excellent releases, and I really want to shine some light on them if I can. The Watcher in the Attic is an erotic horror film from Japan that they're also putting out this week. So 3 normal releases, limited edition releases from them, and then a box set. So a great week for Radiance. One other thing that has already come out today that I really want to shed some light on is this second run release of 3 Wishes for Cinderella, which is a Czech film from 1973. I love me some 70s fairy tale Czech films, and I actually have this one from second run. They already had a DVD release of it, but this is a Region B DVD. Now, I have the ability to play Region B Blu-rays, but I don't have the ability to play Region B DVDs, which is a bummer. But it worked out perfectly because now they're putting out a Blu-ray. It's going to match my other Blu-rays from second run. I have a very tiny second run. I have a couple others back there, a couple box sets from them, but very small second run. I really want to change that in 2025. I really want to start adding some more second run releases to my collection. So I'll be doing that soon, starting with 3 Wishes for Cinderella. It's coming out today, just in time for Christmas season, because this is a international Christmas favorite that's played on TV all the time in Eastern European countries, and I can't wait to own it on Blu-ray and watch it at home. It is available on the Criterion channel if you want to check it out first, but I got to own it. I definitely got to pick that one up. I really enjoyed it. I watched it last year for the first time, and that's coming out from second run. And there's a couple other things. Those are the 2 main things I wanted to mention from today. We'll jump right ahead into tomorrow, Tuesday, December 17th, getting into all these big releases here at the top that I put in the thumbnail. Some exciting stuff. But first, let's see what the chat is saying. Let me catch up with you guys over here. Kevin House, I also have gone way overboard this month on films, books, and CDs. Oh, we still collecting CDs. That's awesome. And last night, I placed a large order at Kino Lorber before the sale ends. That's right, guys. Kino Lorber's still doing a winter sale. So head over to kinolorber.com if you want to pick up some of that stuff. Quietly Games is here. Van Gool popping in just to say hello. Welcome to the stream, Van Gool. Quietly Games only picking up a couple things that we'll talk about in just a second here. Good. Way to have some restraint. We could all use a little bit more discipline with our collecting. Dan's Den, the Buñuel box set sounds like something I'd like to check out. Do it, man. Do it. I'm very excited for it. Oh, interesting. Internet user. I watched The Man from Majorca last week. It's a Swedish film. Interesting. Really liked it, and it can also be considered a Christmas film. I wonder if they all kind of are, or if it's just those 2. I don't know. They're all December releases, so it could be. Interesting. Well, you've just piqued my interest there, internet user, for that film. I might have to look into that one as well when I pick up the box set. But anyway, let's move on to some new releases. Speaking of Christmas films, we've got one coming up right here at the end of this row. But first, we got to talk about Demolition Man, getting a 4K HDR Deluxe Arrow Video Edition. Look at this. I love it. I love it when Arrow does these deluxe hard boxes. They've been doing them more intermittently lately. They've kind of been limiting their limited edition releases to slipcovers only. But this is one of their tried and true, like classic hard boxes. I don't have any pulled down. I wish I would have done that. But you guys know what Arrow Video looks like, probably, if you're watching this show. If you're nerdy enough to listen to me talk for an hour and a half about this stuff, you probably know what you're getting with an Arrow Video release. And if you don't, here it is. Look at this. Nice hard box. You've got the 4K case underneath. You've got some art cards. And you got a double-sided poster. And this is a 4K restoration of the Stallone Wesley Snipes action thriller. A little bit of sci-fi thrown in there. 1993. I always think of this as an 80s film, but it's 1993. You got multiple cuts on there. And this is it. This is the most definitive version of this film that you're probably ever going to get. So if you're a big fan of this film, check it out. Go to your local Barnes & Noble. Go to Arrow Video's website, or maybe, I don't know if Diabolic and Orbit get this kind of stuff. I've never checked, but wherever you can get it, grab it. I think it's on Amazon right now. Yeah, $34 on Amazon, which is a great price. Holy, that's amazing. Is that like 43% off? Wow, that's amazing. I would recommend you support Barnes & Noble and brick and mortar stores before Amazon, but if you can't get to a Barnes & Noble, Amazon's got it for $34. That's crazy. That's really good. The Searchers, also getting a 4K release, classic John Wayne, John Ford Western. I just watched the John Wayne, John Ford collab Western earlier this week, last week, I guess. Three Godfathers, technically a Christmas film, wonderful film, highly recommend. But I've never seen The Searchers. I know, it's terrible. I need to watch. I've loved all the John Ford, John Wayne films that I've seen, so I'm sure I would love this one as well. Here it is, VistaVision film. Nice 4K restoration and Blu-ray combo pack from 1956. I got to grab this one. Hey, I don't know. Like I said, I got to limit what I'm picking up. There's been a lot of stuff coming out. But this is awesome. I love that we're getting these classic... Warner Brothers has been going crazy lately between the restorations that they've been putting out through their studio label and then also from the Warner Archive. This is actually a big deal. I haven't heard people talking about this, but this is a 4K from Warner Archive, which they don't do a lot of. Most of the Warner Archive stuff is Blu-rays. So this is actually very exciting. That's very exciting. I like it. I like it a lot. It looks like it also has a slipcover, which Warner Archive also doesn't usually do. So it looks like they're putting a little bit more money into their releases lately. That's also available right now for around $33 on Amazon if you want to grab that one. Then switching to Shout Factory, we've got The Faculty coming out. This is a 4K Blu-ray combo pack as well. Another 90s film, 1998. There it is. These 6 students are about to discover their teachers really are from another planet. Little horror sci-fi film, 90s horror sci-fi. Shout Factory, always on it, putting out all kinds of different stuff, usually in the horror genre to some degree, but not always. But here we go. This is a little bit more pricey, $40 right now. Hopefully that price will come down a little bit, but if you want to support Shout Factory directly, go to their website, grab that one. Next up, we don't usually talk about TV on this show, but interesting. Okay, internet user says, I believe The Searchers is the first Warner Archive 4K. That's what I'm thinking. That actually shocked me. I have not heard people talking about that. That's awesome. That's very exciting news. If that is in fact the first one, I can't wait to see what they're putting out in the future. Now, like I said, we don't usually talk about TV on this show, but this is such a big landmark release. I have to go ahead and talk about it. It's another 4K upgrade, and it's not an upscale. This is I believe they went back to the original because it was shot in like 35 millimeter, or it was shot on film. I don't know. I'm talking out the other side of my face. I don't have the exact details, but I know it was shot on film, and I think this is an actual true restoration of the entire Seinfeld series, getting a 4K release. Look at this massive box set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cases in here. Tons and tons of discs. It says 4,152 minutes of content. Everybody knows what Seinfeld is. Ran from 89 to 98. Everyone, it's probably the big, it's up there with Friends, like as one of the biggest sitcoms ever. $250 list price for this thing. We can get it right now on Amazon for $220, which is still a lot, but if you're a huge fan, you got to grab it. I won't be picking this up. I'm not that big of a Seinfeld fan. I've seen episodes here and there. Didn't grow up with it. I would love to go through and watch it. I just don't have time for TV these days. I don't have 4,152 minutes to spare. That's a lot of movies I could be watching instead. But yes, Seinfeld classic, complete series, 4K, Ultra HD, right on the heels of the Friends release that just came out, the much maligned Friends 4K release. I hope this one gets received much better because a lot of people didn't like that Friends one. Then we've got the Holdovers, the Christmas film that I alluded to, 4K Blu-ray combo pack. Finally, we're getting a 4K of this film. Another day one purchase for me. I'll be picking this up this week. I got to watch this again this year. I've only seen it once, way back in January at the beginning of the year. And I can't wait. I can't wait to watch it again. It was lovely. I love Alexander Payne. I love Paul Giamatti. I love their collaborations. Sidekicks, different film. Sideways, but I will mention Sidekicks any way I can. Sideways, amazing film, much better film than Sidekicks, but I might love them equally. Sideways is an incredible film, and I need a 4K Criterion release of Sideways. Get on it, Criterion. But we've got Holdovers, which is also a great film. I'm hoping it'll grow on me even more on the second viewing, and I want to make it one of my yearly Christmas films that I watch every year in December. If you haven't seen it, I'm pretty sure everyone saw it. It was really big in our community last year. But Shout Factory is putting it out here. I know there was a 4K a UK 4K earlier that got it ahead of us, but Shout Factory is the one putting it out over here, which I'm happy. I'm happy one of the boutique labels got it. I was hoping it was going to be Criterion, but Shout Factory's good enough. I'll go ahead and pick this one up as well. I'm sure it's going to look great. I love the way that film looks. I hope the 4K restoration is good. And that's enough for the first. Yeah, that's enough for now. Let's go ahead and jump back and see what people are saying in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking of these releases that are coming out. Lots of stuff coming out this week that I know a lot of people are very excited about. Let me scroll back up here, see if I can catch up. I'll just jump in right here. Holy, I don't even know where it is. A lot of people mentioning what they're picking up this week. Thanks so much for that. Let's see. Van Gool just picked up the Galaxy Quest 4K Steelbook. Waiting on Shaun of the Dead Steelbook. The Galaxy 4 Quest Steelbook. The Galaxy Quest 4K Steelbook is beautiful. It's amazing. I almost wanted to grab it, even though I've only seen that film once. Not even the biggest fan. Not that I didn't like it. I haven't seen it. And I almost picked it up just for how great that Steelbook looks. It looks awesome. No Borders says hello from the Acela. Had a wonderful film experience in New York City this weekend. Went to see Chantal Ackerman's prescient border documentary From the Other Side. Brilliant. That's amazing that you were able to see that on the big screen. Awesome. Very happy for you. Thanks for joining the stream tonight. Kevin House says, I truly believe The Searchers is as good as any Western ever made. So high praise from Kevin House. I'm going to have to check that one out soon. There's a lot. I've been getting into Westerns a lot, actually, lately. And I always considered myself, always talked about myself as not a Western fan. But I don't know why. It was just that I hadn't seen any. Because now that I've seen quite a few, I'm liking them quite a bit. And I got to get more into it. Carrie Witt. If you didn't dig Amazon, if you don't dig the Amazon, the Arrow site has Demolition Man for $45 on 4K and $35 on Blu-ray. So there you go. You can also support them directly, of course, as always. Collector Movie Man. I got to see if I can find that movie on streaming before I decide to purchase it. That John Wayne movie. Yeah, for sure. That's a smart way to do it. If you've got limited funds for collecting, then definitely go ahead and give it a watch first. No Borders. Slow Cinema and I was happy to be a source and guide for them. Such a delightful moment. Oh, sorry. That was a continuation from his last one. Let me scroll back up here. He's talking about the theater experience he had and met a bunch of kids trying to process the earlier screening of Tsai Ming Ling's Goodbye Dragon Inn. That's another film that's been put on my radar by subscribers. I need to eventually get into that one, as it's one of my faves. I could answer their cues. They were really enthusiastic about slow cinema, and I was happy to be a source and guide for them. Such a delightful moment. That's an amazing story. Thank you for sharing that. I'm glad I actually went back up and read it, and very encouraging that there's some young kids getting into this stuff, because it's very important. Dan's Den sidekicks with Paul Giamatti and the Chuck Norris role would have been something amazing, I think you mean to say. That'd be incredible. Last one, Baloney tip. Look out for the Barnes & Noble 30% off sales on Criterion titles. If you're a member, an additional 10% off brings you close to the 50% off price, and that's great. Yes, Criterion is doing a 30% off sale in December right now. So if you want to grab some and you don't want to wait till February or March, go ahead and do it, man. 30% is close enough. I did it last December when they did their winter sale. I picked up Pinocchio and the Albert Le Maurice set. I had to go ahead and grab those because I didn't want to wait till February. So thank you for mentioning that, Baloney. That's a really good tip for fellow collectors. Let's jump back to these brand new 4K releases. We've got Kickboxer. Someone already mentioned that they picked this up earlier. This is an Amazon exclusive steelbook. Lionsgate has been working with Amazon recently, and they've been doing exclusives, so you got to support Amazon sometimes, I guess. Here it is. This is the overview image. One of these classic Lionsgate slip-covered steelbooks. I'm not crazy about the artwork on here. It kind of looks, I don't know. It's giving me an A art. I know it's not an AI artwork. And I know it's not like a Photoshop effect, but it kind of looks like that. Only on this front image. I think the inside of the steelbook is a lot better. Something about his face on this front image where it kind of just looks like it's like smushed. But other than that, I think it looks great. I love when you throw a slip cover on a steelbook, keep it safe, and make it a little bit more premium of an experience. That is a film I've never seen. I know nothing about Jean-Claude Van Damme films, but I'm sure that's a fun one, just like all of his other ones. And that's a 1989 martial arts action film, obviously, like all of his stuff. If you love that film, who would have thought we'd get a nice 4K Steelbook of it right here with a Blu-ray and a digital included as well. Very fun. I love that Lionsgate is branching out and not putting out specifically Lionsgate films. They've been doing some deals and putting out some films from other studios, which is very nice. I like it quite a bit. Next up, we've got Stir of Echoes getting a 4K Steelbook, also from Lionsgate, also exclusive to Amazon, and also, well, this is 99, so a decade later, but another 90s film. We've been talking about a lot of 90s films today. Goes very well with the Kickboxer release. Look at this. And I say I've never seen Kickboxer. I know that's a film my dad liked a lot. He watched that film a bunch. I would see it on a lot, but I never stopped to sit down and watch what my dad was watching when I was a kid. I was a terrible son. But this color scheme, very similar. Got the red and the black. Also got the slipcover right there. Some really creepy looking weird artwork. What's going on in this brick wall back here? Kevin Bacon film. It is a horror thriller, a supernatural mystery crime, psychological thriller. It's got everything. It's got it all. And it's got Kevin Bacon. And it is coming out this week. You can grab that one as well. Both $35 on Amazon. Only place you can get them. Amazon exclusive. If you're a big Steelbook fan, that's a no-brainer for you. You got to grab those. If you're like me and a little bit more particular about your Steelbooks and you don't grab them too often, be a little bit more selective. Be a little more selective of those. Next up, another 4K, brand new release, Transformers 1, coming to 4K. Surprisingly, I've heard some surprisingly good things about this. I was not jazzed at all. I have been checked out of Transformers for like a decade now. I think the third one was the last one I saw, the third live action film. Didn't see any of the other ones. And then this was an animated film, like a more, I don't want to say kiddie film, but definitely more aimed at kids. I've heard from people that it's better than I was expecting it to be. But here you go. Comes with a nice slipcover, 4K Blu-ray digital combo pack. Big film from this year. I don't feel like I need to, everybody knows what Transformers is. Don't need to read any synopses here, but you can go ahead and grab that one. That is coming out this week. If you missed it in the theater and you want to grab it, there it is. Go for it. And if you don't want the 4K, I'm sure there's a Blu-ray release as well that you can grab. But if you do want a 4K and you don't like slipcovers, well, no worries. We've got a Steelbook as well. And here it is. That's what it looks like. Looks very classic. That's actually really cool. I like the artwork on that one. Very classic Transformers artwork. There's the front. Black spine on the side. Transformers 1. Very confusing title. For someone who hasn't seen the film. Maybe it makes sense if you've seen it. I'm sure it makes sense if you've seen it. But there you go. Steelbook. And that is not exclusive to Amazon, so you can grab that anywhere they sell physical media, which is almost nowhere at this point. But I hope you find yourself a copy of that if you're looking forward to it. And then one more here in the second row. We'll talk about Far and Away getting a 4K release, again from Shout Factory. Melodramatic romance with a little bit of Western period piece adventure film right here. We've got Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman. It's not Eyes Wide Shut. It is Far and Away, and this is from the Shout Select line put out by Shout Studios. So not a horror film. Shout Select puts out all kinds of stuff. I have a couple releases from them. I have the Fargo release, the Seven Samurai, the Magnificent Seven release from them. We're already up to spine number 170 with these Shout Select releases. Beautiful cover, just a shot from the film, but it's nice. A Tom Cruise film that I have not seen or even really heard of. I don't hear anybody talk about this one. But there you go. A melodrama, a romance, starring a great cast, at least, if you're a big Tom Cruise fan. Everybody loves Nicole Kidman. There you go. Shout Select. Good job, Shout. Putting out all kinds of stuff. Really taking the lead this week. Shout Select is crushing it as far as the boutique labels go. We'll get into a few other things here in just a minute. And I do want to mention, because we're not going to be covering every single thing, if there is anything that you want to talk about, be sure to throw it in there. If I don't mention something that you're very excited about, go ahead and throw it in the chat, and I'll try to get to as many as we can. We've got about an hour left in the show, so we'll cover as much as we can. No rush, of course. I'm going to talk to you guys as well here in the chat. Let's see what people are saying over here. Let me scroll back up, try to catch up. there's a lot of people in the chat tonight, so I'm trying my best. If you do have anything that you absolutely want mentioned, feel free to throw a super chat in there and it'll lock it on my screen so I can find it. But I'm going to get through as much of this chat as I can. Let's see. Daniel Banks, a name I don't recognize right off the bat, watched Strange Darling on 4K the other night. That movie was messed up, really good, but pissed me off at the same time. Wow, well hey, that's art, man. If it moves you in any way, it's doing something right. It's pretty good. Mark's movie menu, the slit for Kickboxer is lenticular. That might be why it looks strange to you. Oh, interesting. That's probably why. It probably just couldn't be captured with a still photo. That's actually very cool, and I don't know that Lionsgate does that very often. I don't know if I've ever seen a lenticular slipcover from Lionsgate. So cool that they're bumping things up. I know a lot of people were disappointed with their output from this year with their Steelbooks, so it looks like they're on track to bring people back into the fold. They're doing a lot of exclusives again, which might take some people off, but at least they're putting out good products. I'm excited about that. Bailey Walsh, Criterion also has 30% off on their site until the 23rd. Thank you for the date on that, because I wasn't sure when that stopped. Let's see. Kevin House, DJ, what does your dad think of Bruce Lee? Big fan. Big fan. He would watch Bruce Lee movies all the time. Again, I would not watch them with him. I was a very self-sheltered kid. Like if it was rated R, I would be like, no, I can't watch this. Not supposed to watch this. And he never really showed them to me. So yeah, I knew he was a huge Bruce Lee fan. I actually got him a box set, not the Criterion box set. It was before I even knew what Criterion was, but a few years back, I got him that big gift set of all of Bruce Lee films for Father's Day or Christmas or something one year. So he has all of them. And I've got the Criterion set. I need to finally crack that open and start digging into those. Dan's Den says Far and Away is an infamous bad accent film. That's fun. That's a selling point. PTP, Christmas film viewing recommendation, Night of the Hunter from 1955, starring Robert Mitchum, Lillian Gish, and Shelley Winters. That's actually, believe it or not, on my list. I don't know if I'm going to get to it. I have too much on my list, and I have not had enough time to watch them, and Grace doesn't want to watch the dark ones. She likes watching more fun Christmas movies, so I haven't been able to convince her to watch Night of the Hunter yet. And there's a few others that are really dark that I want to watch, and I'm probably going to have to finally just watch them by myself, because her and I have watched most of the Christmas films that we want to watch this year. We've been doing pretty good, but yeah, I actually really want to watch Night of the Hunter. There's a few others, The Christmas Tale from Criterion collection that I want to watch as well. French film starring Catherine Deneuve, which I've been wanting to watch for years now. I need to finally get to that. But yeah, Night of the Hunter is on my list, and thank you for the recommendation. Joshua LeBure, do you have the Boonwell set from Criterion? My entry point to him was The Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie. Can't wait for the Radiance set. I haven't seen 2 of the films in there. No, I don't have the Criterion set. Again, like I said, I've been putting it off. I don't know why. He sounds like a director I'm really going to love. Very abstract and impressionistic, and just trying weird things. So there's a lot of shock value and stuff. I don't know. I'm excited. It could go either way. Like I could just fall in love with him as a director, or it might not be for me. I'm going to start with the Radiance set, and then if I love it, like I think I'm going to, then I'll definitely branch out to the Criterion set. That'll probably be a 2025 pickup if it goes well. Might pick that up in July, because I've seen that box set a lot. And I used to see it in stores. I don't see it in stores anymore, so I kind of wish I had picked it up when I saw it. Michael Smith, fun fact, Australians Nicole Kidman and Mel Gibson were both born in the U.S. Wow, I did not know that. That was fun. Carrie Witt, the rumor was Transformers 1 does not have a standard Blu-ray. Oh, wow. I guess I shouldn't be so confident in that when I just say things. That's crazy. I would think that would be for sure one that gets a standard Blu-ray, because children's films usually get a little bit more love in the physical media. That's crazy. Wow. Thanks for that, Carrie. What else? Any mentioned things here? Oh, Joshua LeBure. I watched My Night at Mods last night for my Criterion Christmas. Tonight will be All That Heaven Allows. Both incredible films. I am very partial to My Night at Mods. It's my favorite Christmas film other than It's a Wonderful Life, and I got to watch it every single year. I've actually been reading through this book right here, My Night at Mods, from the Rutgers Film and Print collection, and it is fascinating and is deep dive into the film. Once I finish the little introduction about my Night at Mods, I'm going to get into the shooting script. It has the continuity script in here, and I can't wait to read through that before I do my yearly watch of that. That's coming up soon because we're almost at Christmas next week, so I got to hurry up and do that. Anyway, let's jump back. Nobody cares about my obsession with my Night at Mods. We've got... Oh, yeah. Well, this should be a big release, but I don't think it is. Nobody liked it. Joker Folie à Deux is getting a Steelbook release, 4K Blu-ray digital. We'll see how well this sells. This will be the true test of like us collectors being absolutely obsessed, because nobody liked this movie, and it did terrible in the theater, but I'm sure the Steelbook will probably sell fine, because some people are just completionists and they got to buy all these Steelbooks. I will not be picking this up. I didn't even see this in the theater, and I wasn't really crazy about it. I didn't really like the first one that much. So I'll be passing on this one. It's also kind of a boring Steelbook. It's just, it looks like it is artwork at least. It's not just a photo, so at least it's artwork. So that's nice. Some nice art on the front. And the back of the two main characters, obviously. And the inside is just a shot from the film. So not the most creative Steelbook, but if you did like the film, that's a nice release. $35 on Amazon right now for all three formats. And then I'm sure there's a separate release. Yes, here we go. We've got the standard release with the slipcover, with the original poster on the front. Very similar to the Steelbook, but a little bit different. If you prefer that one, you can go ahead and grab that one. It's going to save you about $5. That's only $30 if you want to get that version. But it does not have a Blu-ray. It's just 4K and digital, well, which is interesting, I think. Yeah, the Steelbook has the Blu-ray, so that might be the superior version if you like all your formats. And then we've also got the Talk of the Town getting a 4K release, which is awesome. I have not seen this film. It's a Cary Grant film. We're huge Cary Grant fans, especially my wife. Love Cary Grant in this house, and we've not seen this one yet. I'm going to have to pick this one up for her. I did not know this was coming out. This is fantastic. So Cary Grant, Jean Arthur, and Ronald Colman, the Talk of the Town, a George Stevens production. This is a 4K release from Sony Pictures. Best in the game, I hear, when it comes to 4K transfers. I'm not super technical, but that's what I hear. Everybody loves their 4K transfers. It's got a slipcover as well, just a standard studio release, which is cool. I love that Sony's putting out some of these classics. This is my era. I love the 30s and 40s. I love 60s too, but especially 40s is a great time. It's about an escaped prisoner and a stuffy law professor as they vie for the hand of a spirited school teacher. So a little rom-com, maybe a little bit screwball. I don't know if it goes into screwball or not, but it's a little a romance film at least, and it's a long one, 2 hours. So fun. I have not heard of that. We just got finished, speaking of Christmas watch-throughs, we just watched The Bishop's Wife, a Christmas film starring the great Cary Grant. Wonderful film. Hard Blu-ray to get your hands on. It's actually out of print. Had a very limited run for some reason. I've been wanting this for a while. Finally tracked it down on eBay. Well, I've seen it on eBay for a long time, but it's usually like 50, 60, 80 bucks. I found it for a reasonable price, and I snatched it because I wanted to rewatch it this year, and we did, and it holds up great, and I liked it even better the second time. Check out my Letterboxd review if you want to hear some of my thoughts on it. But great film. Love Cary Grant. Also, we've got Below getting a 4K release. 2002 supernatural horror film. And there it is. Kino Lorber. It's a slip-covered release, which you don't always get from Kino Lorber. But it's a I don't know exactly what it's about, but it's a horror film from the director of Pitch Black, which we've been talking, I think the last week we talked about that whole franchise, because that has a very weird release. It's kind of split up between two different boutique labels. This one's coming out from Kino Lorber, which I think is one of the films in that universe came from Kino Lorber, but most of them came from Arrow. It's all over the place. But it's the same director, and it's a 2002 film. I have not heard anything about it. Let me know in the chat if you've seen this film. It's written by Darren Aronofsky, which is crazy. Interesting. I wonder if that was like a first draft type thing. That's pretty cool. Below getting a 4K release. And let me pop one more on here. This is a very exciting one that people are very excited about from Lionsgate. This is a Lionsgate limited exclusive Steelbook. So now Lionsgate's getting in the game, throwing their hat in. They've been testing the waters. Obviously, they did the Best Buy exclusive Steelbooks. Now they're doing Amazon exclusive Steelbooks. They've done Walmart exclusives. Now they've got their own exclusive. Now, I don't know if this means that they're going to be moving that direction. All of them are going to be exclusive through Lionsgate in the future, or if they're going to continue to farm some of them out. But this is their own exclusive. They've just opened their own shop. It's kind of a pseudo boutique label through a studio, kind of like Warner Archive, which we've already talked about tonight. And look at this. Oh, look at this. Whoa, this is amazing. This is crazy. So you got a nice big box. Big old box set. You got a steelbook in there. You got a slipcover over the steelbook with a translucent window right there on the front. Love when they do those. You've got a poster in here, double-sided poster, a little booklet that comes with it, 2 discs that look like reels, which is awesome. And then you got an actual, I think, real cassette tape that has the score on it, I believe. I would have no way to play this. I don't know if I've ever had a way to play cassette tapes, maybe in the car back in the day, but this is incredible. And that's perfect. It makes perfect sense for this film to put a little cassette tape. Crazy release. Lionsgate coming out swinging, coming out hard with their first release. Holy smokes. That is a really cool exclusive. I don't know the price on it yet. I'll have to wait till it comes out. It's probably going to be pricey if I had to guess. That's a lot of stuff packed in there. But it's very cool. Very cool. 1974 psychological thriller. I've heard about it forever. It's one of those films that I've wanted to see for a long time, but I've never seen it. And this would be a great way to see it. 50th anniversary edition, 4K Blu-ray combo pack, 4K Blu-ray cassette tape combo pack. Incredible. Incredible, Lionsgate. I don't want another boutique label to have to collect, so I kind of am annoyed that you're starting one, but if you're going to put out solid releases like that, I can't be mad. I'm not mad about it. That's actually really cool. Very cool. I'm excited. It depends on the price. I don't know if I'll snatch that one, but I'll definitely be watching some of my favorite YouTubers get their copies of it and watching their reviews because it looks awesome. All right, let me scroll back here because I've been talking for a while. See what people are saying here. Carrie Witt, Joker 2 is terrible. Missed the boat in every way. That's what I've heard. But at Miss Sharon also says skip Joker 2 and watch The People's Joker instead. I've heard good things about that one. I've definitely heard it from our mutual friend, Sharon. I think John watched that one. Let's see. Dan's Dan Talk of the Town wasn't big on it the first time I saw it, but I would like to rewatch it. Well, I hope it gets better on a second viewing. I'd like to give it a chance still. Fafa Phil. Quentin Tarantino praised Joker 2 according to Variety. I saw that interview. He said he liked it quite a bit. Kind of makes sense, honestly. Michael Smith, not exactly a rom-com though. Okay, so it's more romantic, more serious, more drama, with light comedy. That's still good. Henry Bidenkamp. How many ways can they release Terrifier 3? Too many to count for this accountant. Yeah, seriously, I feel like we've seen it in the listing like for the last few months of shows. It keeps popping up. I don't know. It's big with its community. A lot of people love it. It made way more money. I think it even made more money than Joker 2, which is crazy given the budgets. Mark says, waiting for my delivery of Terrifier 3. The films can gross me out, but I love Art the Clown. He's the Marcel Marceau of slashers. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you push through, even though it grosses you out. I will not be doing any such thing. I will not be watching that, but I'm glad the people that love it have it. Gilster. I just choked myself. Let me take a sip of water. Gilster 37. Prancer is a very hard Christmas film to find. Good luck to you. Yeah, I've heard of Prancer. Isn't that like a lower budget film that... I wonder if it even has a Blu-ray. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's on DVD. Maybe it's trapped on DVD. Dan Stan says The Conversation is a masterpiece. Kevin House, I loved Monty Woolley's character in The Bishop's Wife. Of course, he is great. He's really good. And I know what you're about to mention here. I'm going to go ahead and read your version of it. Woolley also was great in the Christmas film The Man Who Came to Dinner, another film that's trapped on DVD. I've got it right back there. It's actually underneath in the cabinets. We watched that, I think, last year for the first time. It's delightful. He's horrible in that movie. He's a much more likable character in Bishop's Wife. But yeah, he's supposed to be. He's the jerk that has a change of heart in The Man Who Came to Dinner. But it's fun. It's a fun comedy. Not my favorite Christmas movie, but pretty good. The Conversation is awesome. That package is awesome, but it is a tad pricey. Oh, you do know the price. Let me know the price. I'm happy to. I'm interested to see what it is because I can't view it here. But, ooh, $80. Yeah, that's a lot. But I guess it makes sense. Man, that is steep, though, for a studio release. That's getting pretty steep. But, man, I don't know. We'll see. Let me know if it's worth it, guys. Let's see. Sam Smith. Oh, holy smokes. Sam Smith is here. Hey, man. How's it going? He says, yo, man, glad to catch you live as I have an Xmas movie rec. The Nightcracker. Wow. Sorry for totally butchering your comment. The Nutcracker Fantasy. Stop motion and Japanese. So fantastic. And Prancer. Oh, wow. So you like Prancer too. Interesting. I've never heard of the Nutcracker Fantasy, but I love stop motion. Talk about that quite a bit here. By the way, Sam Smith, check out his channel. Incredible. He has got a Criterion collection. I watched a video of yours recently. He went crazy on the last Criterion flash sale, picked up a ton of stuff. Delightful video. I would love to talk to Sam Smith in the future because we have a lot of similar interests, and he's a really cool guy. Mutual friend. He's also friends with John. That's how I originally found the video, so thank you, John. He says, Prancer not low budget, just quality 90s children drama, the kind they just don't make anymore. Must see. Okay, well, that's 2 films going right on my list. I'll try to squeeze them in this year. I'll definitely try to squeeze in Prancer because I have 2 kids that I've been showing Christmas films. Just showed them The Christmas Martian from Canadian International Pictures, one of the Tales for All series that they've been putting out through Vinegar Syndrome. Bonkers, crazy, weird film. We just watched that over this weekend. The kids loved it. It's a lot of fun. But I will be adding those 2 to my watch list. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Hoff, I could absolutely care less about international releases. Hate them. You hate the international. Wow, I'm sorry. They're putting out great stuff. You're missing out. Baloney, there's a 1950 movie with a 10-year-old Bruce Lee available on DVD. It's pretty good. Interesting. The interesting things I find out in the chat from you guys. Crazy. I didn't know about that either. Beetlejuice says $80 is standard for Studio Canal Box releases, around the same for Titans of Cult. Yes, and I've avoided those 2 for that reason. I don't have any Studio Canal releases, but I'm super tempted by that Third Man release. I just saw the Third Man 4K restoration in the theater a couple weeks ago. It was incredible. I loved the movie even more on a second viewing. And I am tempted by that release. That box set looks incredible. I think it's $72 right now on Diabolic or Orbit, one of the 2. And I think I might have to grab it. It's awesome. Even though I already have the Criterion Blu-ray. I don't know. I'm an idiot. Kevin House has Prancer on DVD. Prancer really taking over the stream tonight. But a quick check on Amazon shows that it also has a Blu-ray. Okay, well, I'm going to have to look into that. And Sam Smith also says that Nutcracker Fantasy has a Blu-ray as well. So very cool. Interesting. I'm gonna have to make a note of both of those and add those to the list. Man, we're getting off track. Let me jump back to some new releases here, and then I'll talk to you guys. You guys are too interesting. You guys are distracting me. Let me do my job here, and then we'll talk in just a minute. Eastern Condors Criterion release. A lot of people excited when this was announced. Very unexpected release from Criterion. They announced this. It's a Sammo movie, Sammo Hung from 1987, and it's supposed to be just bonkers, just crazy Hong Kong action film, although it's not really martial artsy. It's more military action film. I'm sure there's some martial arts in it, but you can see right there, it's Sammo, and there's some artwork right there on the front. But yeah, looks incredible. That's a huge blind spot for me. You guys know this. I'm way behind on Hong Kong action films, but this seems like a good place to start. I don't know. I'm not a huge military guy, but I'm sure this is nothing like something we would make. I'm sure this is bananas. So yeah, 1 film, 2 cuts right there from Criterion. Crazy. Awesome release. I hate that that's so far down on the popularity list. Criterion's usually up a little bit higher, so that's kind of a bummer, but it's still there. It's in the top 20. Very exciting release from Criterion. Glad they've been branching out a lot. They just announced, I didn't do a video on the announcements, but they just announced a Godzilla film, a new film that they're adding to the collection. I know a lot of people are going crazy about that. I wish I had time to get up to meet with John and do a video about that this month, but it's been a crazy month with all the December stuff. Decal is releasing Immaculate on 4K and Blu-ray. This is a film that just came out this year, 2024. with Sydney Sweeney. 2 mixed reviews. I know some people like it, some people don't. It's a neon film. I'm always happy to see neon's films get physical releases. So there we go. We've got a nun horror film called Immaculate. I'm always happy, even if it's not my cup of tea, I'm always happy to see things get 4K releases or get physical releases in general, because it's not always a guarantee these days. Here we go. The aforementioned Terrifier 3 right here getting another release, a Steelbook 4K Blu-ray combo pack. Look at that gruesomeness. Wow. It's a Christmas movie, so maybe that's why they're really laying into the releases this December. There's a Steelbook release if you want to grab that from Cineverse. And then we've also got the standard 4K release, also from Cineverse, with just the standard artwork there on the front. I think that's one of the original posters. And it might have a slipcover. I don't know for sure. I can't tell from that image. But you can get the standard for $28 right now, or the Steelbook if that's your bag. If you want to get a nicer, depending on who you ask, some people don't think Steelbooks are nicer. A lot of people do. But both of those are coming out this week. And we've got Evil Does Not Exist in the Janus Contemporaries, technically kind of Criterion. You can buy it on Criterion's website, but it's Janus Contemporaries. 2023 film, came out last year. This is from the director, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is from the same director that put out Drive My Car, which was one of my favorite movies of 2022, I believe. Was it 2021? A couple of years ago. Time has no meaning. But this is from the same director, and it looks just as gorgeous as Drive My Car. I love this scenery. I have not seen the film, but I might have to pick it up. I'm not all in on the Janus Contemporaries, but I do like to pick them up when I can, and that is very interesting to me. That one sounds right up my alley. I hope I get a chance to check that one out. A lot of stuff coming out. We'll see. We're going to jump right into some Warner Archive stuff. A lot of Warner Archive stuff right in a row right here. So let's take a break real quick and talk to you guys, and then we'll knock those out momentarily. Let's see what people are saying. Let me scroll back up. I wish I need to find a way to get the chat on the screen at all times, because there's a lot of stuff here that I am not able to get to. You guys are great. Love all the conversation tonight. Let's see. Prancer, again, coming up. Miss Sharon has fond memories of the Prancer VHS as a kid. It's just the Prancer show. Prancer's taking over. Ray Flood, first time mentioning your name in the chat. Did you talk about the Apocalypse Now Lionsgate Steelbook yet? I did not, and I did not even see that. I might have to search for that. It's not coming up for today's releases. Maybe it was released already. I'll have to find that. Thanks for bringing that up. I did not talk about it yet, so we didn't miss anything there. Beetlejuice, only 19 likes. Thank you. Yes. Hit the like button. It helps the channel. I never remember to tell you guys to do that. If you want to support the channel, no worries. Third Man 4K is on sale right now at Diabolic DVD for $69.99. Interesting. It was $73 a couple days ago. It went down again. I might have to do it. That's one of the most insane packaging releases I've ever seen. And it's too late, and I've waited, and everyone's already put out the reviews, so it won't help the channel out at all, because I always wait too long. But at least I'll have it in my collection, because it looks awesome. And it's a wonderful memory. I got to see it with 2 friends from the channel in the theater at the Plaza downtown. It was great. It was really cool. Let's see. Henry Badencab, anyone order the $200 plus Neverending Story release from Imprint? I did not, but I think it's still in print. No pun intended. Even though I thought it sold out. I was looking at it the other day actually, because it's crazy. I didn't know how big it was. Have you guys seen videos of this? It is huge. It's gigantic. I can't even fit it in the frame. It's super expensive, but I totally get why. It's not just a little box set. It's huge. I don't even know if I would have room for it. I don't even know if I would want it actually, but I'm tempted. It looks beautiful, but yeah. $170 for one movie is a little egregious, but I think I don't know. I'm not, you have to ask someone who's bought it if it's worth it. I can't tell you. I don't have it. Let's see. Beetlejuice used to like Steelbooks. Thanks, Beetlejuice, for popping in and all your comments tonight. Used to like Steelbooks until I found chunky box sets and custom slips. Dude, same. I think Steelbooks are like the gateway drug for collectors because they're a little bit more premium, a little bit kind of like a boutique release, but they're cheaper. Well, they used to be. That used to be the good thing about them. They were $20, and they were nicer releases. Now, $40, $50, $60 for a Steelbook. That's not worth it. Now, I'll definitely go with the, like you said, the slip-covered hard boxes from things like Radiance and Second Sight. These are, yeah, this is kind of where I'm going. I think next year, 2025, I'm going to be leaning more into the more premium deluxe box sets. That's really where I'm going to start going instead of singular releases. I'm running out of space, so I'm going to have to be a little bit more focused with my collecting in the next year. I might do a video about like collecting goals and resolutions for next year. I like to do those in January, so I might throw one of those out. But yeah, I'm with you, dude. Ever since I got into these hard boxes, I love them. They're great. Let's see. Gonna have to skip ahead a little bit. Interesting question. Gilster, does anyone have a must be a Criterion Collection list to fit in your own personal collection? Interesting. Always believe that The World According to Gerp and Heavenly Creatures should be in the Criterion Collection. So you're saying films that should be but currently aren't? I think that's what you're saying, must be a Criterion. Yeah, okay. I could make a list. I totally could. That'd be a great video. I'm sure people will, everyone respond in the chat because there's a lot of great stuff that we could talk about. I won't derail us right now, but that definitely could be a video. Let's do one more. Interesting. We'll just hop in. We'll hop in. That comment was to somebody else, so I don't want to read that out loud. But we will jump into these Warner Archive releases, starting with the Tall Target Warner Archive Collection. Warner Bros. Obviously putting these out. This is kind of their like pseudo boutique line that they have. Like I said, usually Blu-ray, usually very bare bones releases. No slipcover or anything, no bells and whistles, not a lot of supplements, but at least they're showing some love to their more obscure catalog picks. This is the Tall Target from 1951, an adventure crime drama directed by Anthony Mann, who I've only seen Westerns from Anthony Mann, but I'd be down to see a crime drama from him as well. That's a cool release. Also coming out this week from Warner Archive, if the page will ever load, is Nora Prentice. Nora Prentice, a little bit earlier, 1947. Loving Her Once is Once Too Often. Look at this little femme fatale looking character. Film noir, it is. It's a film noir, another crime drama. So they kind of got a theme going with these Warner Archive releases from 47 and 51. Also, back to Cary Grant. We've got, man, they're really loving Cary Grant. Warner Bros. Is putting out a lot of Cary Grant stuff this week. Here's another rom-com. Mr. Lucky. Mr. Lucky. Interesting. I don't know anything about that, but it is a rom-com. A gambler has plans to swindle money from a charity program, but starts to have a second thoughts when he falls for a rich society girl. There you go, another 40s film. 1943, and then the last one from Warner Archive is The Spanish Main, also from 45. Here it is. The Spanish Main from 1945, a nice Technicolor film. Interesting. I'm familiar with this director. I haven't seen a ton of his stuff, but I'm glad it's getting Warner. I would love to collect Warner Archive, but it would be a money pit. It would be insane. They put out so many things, 4 things just this week, plus actually 5 things, including the 4K that they put out. So yeah, they're killing it. If you are Warner Archive complete, let me know in the chat because I would be very impressed and I'd love to see the collection. But there's a ton of stuff that they've been putting out. This year's been a big year for them. They've really been stepping it up. And then we've got one more here that I'm surprised to see that. First of all, I'm surprised to see it so low. I'm also surprised to see it at all because I didn't know that this even had I didn't even hear about this. I heard about it, that it was coming out, but I didn't know it already went to theaters and is on physical already. Geez, did this bomb? Did anyone see this? Hellboy, The Crooked Man, getting a Blu-ray release from Ketchup. Everybody knows Ketchup Films. They have 6 releases so far. Hellboy, The Crooked Man, bare bones release. This artwork does not make me want to watch it at all. It looks like a fan film, but this artwork, good grief. Not good, not great, but there you go. Hellboy, The Crooked Man, already out. Flew through the theaters briefly. I didn't even hear about it, but there it is. You can get it on Blu-ray if you liked it. I mean, that's the latest Hellboy franchise. It doesn't seem like it's going to be a franchise. Maybe just one film, but there it is on physical. And we've also got 2 more here. Let me throw these 2 more out. We're making good time. Heavy Traffic from Sandpaper Pictures, an animated film, which immediately perks up my ears, and it's from Ralph Bakshi. Interesting. Very interesting. I don't think I've seen any of his stuff except for the Lord of the Rings film, which is an outlier in his filmography. He usually does very adult stuff. And this is a very obscure one. I've not even heard of this one. I've heard of most of his stuff. Here we go. Heavy Traffic coming out from Sandpiper Pictures. Very cool. I've been waiting for like a boutique label to start picking up Ralph Bakshi's stuff. Like I would love a box set of his stuff. That would be great for one of the boutique labels to pick up. Maybe Deaf Crocodile. Be a good fit for them if they could get some of his stuff. They usually go a little bit more obscure than that, but Heavy Traffic coming out from Sandpiper Pictures, another label that I have none of, I'm not even familiar with, but very cool that they were getting a release of this. Interesting. Another one that's going on my radar, and then one more here. We'll do Black Eye from Warner Brothers, another Warner Archive collection. They're putting out so much stuff this week, which is another crime drama, fitting with the theme of the stuff they're putting out. Jumping ahead to the 70s, this is 1974, directed by Jack Arnold. Interesting. There's the cover art on that one. Very provocative, disturbing cover art on the front of this. It's got like what is that, a pig? A horse? A llama? I don't know what's going on there, but it says, whenever the cane turns up, someone turns up dead. Interesting. So another kind of, it's too late to be a film noir, but it is in the same vein, crime drama film. Warner Archive continuing to kill it. And then I think we've got a couple more kind of obscure things here at the bottom, some re-releases, but we'll jump back. We'll do a little bit more conversation here, and we'll get to the rest of those in just a minute. Interesting. I already see something I want to talk about, but let me scroll back up and catch up. Boom, Sheldon. I'm going to start with Sheldon. Warner Archive always seems to have great transfers of their titles, even if they are usually bare bones releases. Exactly, and that's all you need. I'd rather have it released on Blu-ray at all with no special features than to see it lost in DVD land forever. Dan's Dan, Mr. Lucky later became the basis for a Blake Edwards television show. Interesting. We've been talking a lot about Cary Grant lately. Even in the last couple of videos, I had a guest on the channel, Jeffrey, and he picked up Topper, a very, I don't know how obscure it is, but I hadn't heard of it, a Cary Grant film on VHS when he was here. Oh man, what a question. We're not even to the question portion of the show yet, and Beetlejuice is slamming me with a doozy here. If you could only collect one label, which would it be? Can I do three? Why do I have to do one? What's going on? What apocalyptic situation am I in that I can only pick up one? I mean, it has to be Criterion, I get. Yeah, it would be Criterion. If I could only do one, it would be Criterion. But man, would I cry because I love Criterion, but they don't do, they're not Radiance or Indicator or all these wonderful UK. I mean, look at that. The Curzon box set, like I don't get the big Bellatar box set from Curzon, which is ordered and will be here this weekend. I'm very excited about. Definitely going to get a video out for that one. But yeah, I love me some box sets, and Criterion's not the best at box sets. I love their releases. Obviously love the films they put out. And if I had to pick just one, I would have to stick with Criterion. But what a horrible question. How dare you, Beetlejuice? Some people recommending some films that they wish were in the Criterion collection. Thank you for responding to his comment. Carrie Witt, Hellboy the Crooked Man. I also did not hear about it. There's probably a reason for that. I hope not. I hope it's good. I have a lot of friends that are big Hellboy fans that would love to see a great film. I'm a big fan of the Guillermo del Toro stuff, and I know that's not exactly straight off the page, but I love his stuff. Jeffrey Patron, speaking of, I just talked about him. He has a copy of Heavy Traffic on VHS. Well, you can upgrade it to Blu-ray now, if you want to. Dan's Den says Heavy Traffic is built on typical 70s stereotypes, as expected of a backseat joint, but I'm a fan. So it works for him. Interesting. Yeah, I hear it's hit or miss. I hear you really, I don't think Bakshi works for everybody, but I'm hoping it works for me. I love me some obscure psychedelic animation, so I'm looking forward to finally diving into his work. I haven't done it yet. Joshua LeBur, did you see Arbalos announced a new animated film? Looks like it's right up your alley. There we go. I need to take notes. I need to start doing these videos with like a notepad in hand because you guys keep recommending stuff. Look at this. I'm going to do it right here. Got a little golf pencil. I don't know why I have that in my desk, but I do. And I'm just going to make a little note. Arbalos. Right there. Also, Nutcracker and Prancer. We need to start doing that more often. Thank you, Joshua. Big fan of Arbalos. I'm a little hesitant to pick up Arbalos films, though, because they keep getting re-released from other companies. Like, they put out several Belatar films, and I picked up their Satan Tango release, and then it just got a Curzon release. I think the same thing happened with their film Twilight. I was thinking about getting their release of that, but someone else is putting out a copy of that. So yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of crossover in boutiques, and you got to figure out which one you're trying to get. But no, I did not hear about it. I will be looking that up right after the stream, though. I have their release of Son of the White Mare, which is one of the best animated films ever made, and that's also from Arbalos. So I'll be paying attention to that. Hopefully I can grab that soon. I don't know when it's coming out. You're teasing me. You didn't give me any information. You just teased me, which is fine. Mark, Curzon's 4K box set release of Bong Joon-ho's Memories of Murder is fantastic. Criterion missed out. Blu-ray special feature disc is unfortunately Region B locked, and I don't have a way to watch it. Ooh, that's a bummer. I do, not to rub it in, but I hope I can grab that soon. So they have a Bong Joon-ho box set from Curzon, but I'm guessing, yeah, obviously the 4K of Memories of Murder must have released after that. Is it in the box set? Is it a double dip, or is that not in the box set? Because if it's not in the box set, that's perfect. You can just get the 4K to go along with it. Let's see. Ray Flood says Criterion is the best by far. Yeah, I'd agree with you. I've fallen in love with so many other labels over this past year that it would really break my heart if I was limited to just Criterion. Interesting. Avery Gagne? Sorry I butchered your name, but thank you for joining the stream. I don't know if I've ever spoke to you before. Just wanted to come and strongly recommend Manila in the Claws of Light on Criterion. The special features are amazing, and it's the most important film in the history of Filipino cinema. Thank you so much, Avery. Doing it right now. Manila in the Claws of Light. What a great title. This is great. I'm glad I thought to grab a pencil. It only took 154, I don't know what episode we're on, over 50 episodes for me to think to grab a pencil. But yeah, thank you for the recommendation. Love it, and welcome to the stream. Thank you so much. Carrie Witt, somebody get DJ some Deaf Crocodile letterhead. Do they actually have Deaf Crocodile letterhead? Because that's hilarious. I noticed their shop is much more stocked than most other labels. Like Criterion has a mug, and I keep wanting to get a Criterion mug, but it's like $20 or something, like $25. It's pretty steep for a mug. But Deaf Crocodile's a mug for like $12. So you might be seeing me holding a Deaf Crocodile mug here pretty soon to drink my water from. Baloney. I bought Warner Archives That's Entertainment. Oh, interesting. We talked about that a couple weeks ago and found it wasn't a made-on-demand disc, which it wasn't or was, which I don't like. Have they stopped doing made-on-demand discs? I don't think they do that anymore. Maybe they do sometimes. But I think a lot of their stuff is just available from Amazon that you can grab, which is nice. I've grabbed lots of stuff from them, and I don't think they were made on demand, but maybe they still do that. I'm not sure. I wasn't aware of that. All right, let's knock out some final releases here. We're an hour in. We'll do some final touches here, and then we'll talk to you guys for the last 30 minutes about whatever you guys want to talk about in the physical media or collecting space. Like I said, we opened it up to international, so a lot of these down here at the bottom are just other versions of stuff that we've already gotten. So I don't see anything down there that I need to mention, but there's a few more rows here of stuff that's coming out, including some brand new releases here, which we should mention. We've got, I've heard about this one. This is Oscilloscope Pictures. Another one of my favorites. I've only got one order from them. I only own a few of their releases. I'd love to get more. I should reach out to them. I'd love to partner with them in some way. I love their stuff. Sometimes I think about getting a Blu-ray digipack. Oscilloscope always does digipacks for their limited editions, and then they do standard editions later. They have some very unique releases that nobody else is putting out. Usually modern stuff, usually more like recent releases. This is a 2023 release. Fran, who likes to think about dying, makes the new guy at work laugh, which leads to dating and more. Now the only thing standing in their way is Fran herself. Interesting. I've not heard of this at all, which is usually the case with Oscilloscope Pictures, but it's a romance, it's a drama with a little bit of comedy in it. So there we go. That sounds interesting. I don't know if they're putting out any other stuff this week. We've got one more Warner Archive title, A Night Full of Rain. They're almost the double digits this week. They're killing it. Night Full of Rain right here. This is a 70s. It looks like a 70s film. Yeah, 78. Straight up romantic drama from 1978. The End of the World in Our Usual Bed. Interesting. Warner Archive. Just go to Amazon and pick up their stuff because they're killing it. Next up, we've got Conclave from 2024, brand new film. Just came out. This looked interesting to me. I didn't hear amazing things, but I heard it's good. It stars Ralph Fiennes, however you say it, and he is killing it. He's got another film coming out, I think, end of this year as well. It's from the director of All Quiet on the Western Front, which I was not a fan of that film, but it is one of my favorite books, so it's hard to please me with that kind of thing. I think it completely missed the point of the book, but it was an amazing spectacle film. I think it won score and some other technical awards that year, but he's got his next film out, Conclave, looks more interesting to me, and I'd love to see it. I'm sure I got to play catch up at the end of the year. All the 2024 films I missed. We've also got anything else I want to mention down here? I don't think there's anything else super pressing that we need to talk about. Let me know in the chat if there is anything else. You've got another Terrifier box set, like we've already mentioned. This is all 3 films, I think. Look at that. That's a lot. That's a whole lot of gore for you if you're into that kind of thing. Pick that up maybe, but yeah, I think we did it. I think we've covered it. Big week, huge week for physical media all across the map. We've got boutique stuff, studio stuff, lots of steelbooks, lots of exclusive this week. I never did see that steelbook of Apocalypse Now that somebody mentioned, but let's go ahead and search for it. Why not? We got time. We got time to do it. Maybe that's releasing on a different day specifically. But let's type in Apocalypse as I spell it wrong. Now 4K Steelbook. Here it is. There it is. Lionsgate limited exclusive Steelbook. Not sure why it wasn't coming up. Like I said, maybe it was released on a different day, but there it is. There's the overview. Standard Lionsgate, like you would get with all the other ones we talked about today. Translucent Steelbook on the front with just the title, which is very cool. That means the title comes off when you open it up. You can see the artwork down there. Love the artwork on this one. This one actually looks really good. Don't know if it's a lenticular. I guess it's not because it's a translucent slipcover. 6 discs on this. This is insane. 6 discs, another Lionsgate exclusive Steelbook, so you got to get this from their own shop. Thank you to whoever mentioned this in the chat because I had to go out of my way to find it. Very cool. Another one that I can't check the price on because you got to go to Lionsgate. I haven't been on their shop yet. I should probably do that. Do a little sneak peek, but classic. Everybody loves Apocalypse Now. There was that release a while back, that big 4K release that everybody loves, but now they're doing another one, a Steelbook version for you Steelbook heads out there. So that's great. Thank you guys so much for bearing with me as I rambled on about everything that's coming out this week. I liked it. I liked including a couple international releases in there. I hope you guys did as well. And let's go ahead. Let's use the last 30 minutes, 22 minutes, and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. Bring up some more topics about physical media and some questions. If you got some questions for me, hopefully not as heartbreaking as Beetlejuice's earlier question. Let's see. Interesting. Thank you, Marty DMC. It's actually pronounced Rafe Fiennes. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm not even being facetious. I love when I get corrections on my pronunciation because I like to try to say things well if I can. Let's see. Carrie Witt, Rafe Fiennes is also going to be in 28 Years Later. He's killing it. He's having a career resurgence, I guess you would say, a Rafe-assance, if you will. Carrie Witt, DJ, definitely pull up the Apocalypse Now Lionsgate. I'm ahead of you. I'm way ahead of you, Carrie Witt. That's something people would be interested in, and it's definitely there if you go into this week's releases. Well, there we go. We found it, and it looks awesome. It looks really cool. I actually really like the artwork on that one, and that's a nice way to get it if you didn't get the earlier box set that everybody was freaking out about. Here you go. I'm assuming it's a little bit cheaper than that box set, but who knows? With Steelbook prices these days, you never know. Let's see. Internet user, my birthday's on Sunday, and I am hoping to pick up some films. Fingers crossed. Well, congratulations. Happy birthday. Happy early birthday. Very close to Christmas. I don't know if that causes you any problems. Hopefully people still remember your birthday and get you gifts for both events. My birthday is right after Christmas, not right after, but it's in January 22nd. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. I might get some movies for that as well from family. Don't know. Mark's movie menu, Memory of Murder, is in the box set from Curzon, but I think the box set is Blu-ray, not 4K. It definitely is. And I knew it was Blu-ray. I just wasn't sure if that film was in there. So that's cool that they did a 4K upgrade. Kind of sucks that you have to double dip so soon after that box set came out, but what are you going to do? That's what we got to do. Baloney added to my library this week. Fantastic Mr. Fox, Sid and Nancy, Rushmore, and Paper Moon from Barnes & Noble. Awesome. I have all of those except for Sid and Nancy, I think. But then The Cat and the Canary, Meet John Doe, and The Story of G.I. Joe. Cat and the Canary is from Eureka. Meet John Doe, I think you got that from... We talked about it last week. I really want to grab that. That's actually on my Christmas watch list this month, and I don't have a physical copy. I'm gonna have to watch it on Amazon, unfortunately. But it's not like the biggest Christmas movie, but it does, I think, take place at least in part around Christmas time. So we put it on the list. I don't know if we'll get to it. We got a lot of stuff to watch this week, so I'm excited. I'm excited to finally see it. Internet user, what are your general thoughts on the March Criterion releases? Oh, let's pull those up. Yeah, let's do that. I didn't get a chance to talk about them in a video because it's been crazy. But let's see. Shop the collection. I'll show you guys all films, new releases coming soon. Here we go. So we got Night Moves. I don't have things to say about everything. That's kind of why I don't usually do those news videos unless I can get John over here, and then we each usually have some things that we're interested in. It usually kind of covers the gamut. I'm not qualified to talk about all of them by myself. I'm not qualified to talk about anything. What are we talking about? But here we go. We got Night Moves coming out, which I think is a big 70s film, which I hear great things about, starring Gene Hackman. The one I'm most excited about, of course, if you know me, A Woman of Paris, a Charlie Chaplin film. It's been a long time since we've got a Charlie Chaplin release from Criterion. I'm glad they're still doing them. I thought they might have been done because they haven't done one in such a long time. I love silent films. I want more silent films from Criterion. I've been saying that all year, and here we go. We've got one. So 1923. I love Charlie Chaplin, and I can't wait to finally see this. I haven't seen this one, and it's just a Blu-ray release, not a 4K. I know some people are upset about that. I'm fine with it. I'm okay. I don't need to pay $25 every single time for one of these Criterions. I'll be fine with the Blu-ray, but it looks cool. Love the artwork, and can't wait to watch the film. This is the one I was talking about earlier, Godzilla versus Biollante. I was talking about this with my good friend Connor, who's been on the channel before. He's very excited about this. Obviously, like everybody else, he's been anticipating a box set for the second era. They've done the Showa era box set. This is a later film from the mid era, and everybody wanted a box set. It looks like they're just going ahead and putting out individual releases. I hope they're not like making people double dip. If they are going to put out a box set eventually, that's kind of a bummer that they're putting these out. Hopefully they're not. Hopefully, I mean, I wish they would, but it seems like they might just be putting these out. Connor told me they only had 4 films on the channel from this era that dropped like earlier this year. So maybe they're just putting out this one. Maybe they're putting out all 4 of those in the Criterion collection in the next couple months. We'll see. I don't know. Time will tell. Connor told me this is basically just him versus a giant plant. A very eco message film from Japan, which makes perfect sense. I love that it's getting a 4K Blu-ray combo pack. I love the artwork on the front. It looks awesome. I'm so far behind. I don't even have the Showa era box set yet, so I probably won't be grabbing that. Thief just came up recently in a video I did with Jeffrey. I think Jeffrey just picked this up Blu-ray up when he was here a couple weeks ago. So sorry, Jeffrey. Thank you for your service. That's getting a 4K upgrade. I don't know if he picked it up or not. I hope he didn't, but he definitely picked it up and talked about it in the store. I remember that. We also mentioned Wages of Fear recently in those videos. I'm glad it's getting a 4K. I'm glad it has different artwork. I love the one Henri Georges Clouzot film I've seen, which is Diabolique, which I love. I have not watched Wages of Fear yet. I'm very behind. I know I need to finally watch that. And now there's a 4K, so that's great. I'm very excited about that one. The one I'm most excited about, though, is Woman of Paris, followed probably by Wages of Fear. I think I'll grab those 2, and I'll probably get the rest eventually, like down the road. But Woman of Paris is a day one purchase for me. I got to grab that, or at least in the next 50% off sale for sure. What do we got? Let me go back here. It's a great question. Thank you for that. I didn't want to take up too much time with that because I don't have too many thoughts, but I did take notice of the releases that were coming out. Thank you, PTP. Meet John Doe is from Classic Flicks. I knew it. I couldn't remember the title, but I knew it was a very... And they do like made-on-demand... They do made-on-demand titles. I know that for sure. Classic Flicks. I only have one Classic Flicks release. It's very, very small label, but I need to get more of their stuff eventually. We'll see. Let's see. Joshua, just in case you missed my comment, the Arbalos animated film is called The Blood Lady, 1981. I did miss it. Thank you. Victor Kubal, sorry for the lack of info. No worries, man. I was just messing with you. Blood Lady, interesting, 1981. I'm going to have to look into it. I'm excited. Carrie Witt, very excited about Night Moves from Criterion, and that Godzilla looks awesome too. A lot of people excited about that. Was pretty much, that was the thing I heard most people talking about was that Godzilla set. Dan's Den, A Woman in Paris, one of the only two movies that he says Charlie Chan directed that he did not star in. I think he means Charlie Chaplin. But yes, that's interesting. Interesting. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see a film that he's not in. Because obviously I'm used to him being in all of his films. I didn't know that. Thank you. Thank you, Dan's Den, for the trivia. Mark's movie menu. I'm halfway through the Capra Columbia collection. Surprised to discover that the magnetic barn doors on the front slide into sides of the box like pocket doors. So cool. I held off. I didn't pick that box set up, and I feel like I'm going to be kicking myself later when it goes out of print and is like on sale for astronomical prices on eBay. I'm sure that's how it's going to go. Let me know if you have that. It sounds like Mark really recommends it. I should probably go ahead and pick it up while it's still... I don't even know, actually, if it's still in print or if it's still cheap. It was down to like $140 at some point, $130. It was super cheap, and I should have done it, but I don't know. I'm being stingy. There's a lot of stuff going on at the end of the year, so I don't know if I have the funds. Let's see. Henry Bidencap, do not see Night Moves if you're a Romare fan. LOL. Gene Ackman says his films are like watching paint dry. That's amazing. Wow. Romare gets referenced in it? That's amazing. That's hilarious. I can see that. Valid criticism from some people, I'm sure. I don't think so. I love them. Miss Sharon, I also wondered about the box set for Godzilla that they went straight for Biollante instead of Return of Godzilla from '84. It's weird. It's a baffling choice, but I guess we'll have to see what happens eventually. I hope you guys, I know Sharon's a big Godzilla fan, so I'm happy that she's getting that. I think she's really excited about that one. And I hope you guys get some more. I hope they continue those. Carrie Witt, DJ, if you don't have Thief, that should be at the very top of your list as far as new Criterion. I know, I hear it's great. I know, there's just so much stuff to watch, man. So much stuff to watch. Let's see. Dan Stan says, yes, Chaplin, not Chan. It was a typo. I was talking about Charlie Chan last night. Oh, interesting. Maybe your hands just took over. Let's see. John Malhai says, Jeffrey, no regrets. And Jeffrey says, in this case, not many, but it is funny to see. So you did pick it up. Oh, I'm so sorry, man. I've been there. I picked up Red Shoes literally like the week before they announced the 4K. Always happens to me. But what are you gonna do? It's fine. I don't need to upgrade everything. I'm fine with Blu-ray, especially from the boutique labels like Criterion. Internet user can't believe Christmas is next week. I know, it's crazy. I actually had that realization today at work. I was talking about like what PTO I was gonna do for Christmas, and then my teammate was like, "Yeah, Christmas is next week already," and I was like, "What? How is it next week already? It seems." I thought we had a couple more weeks, but we don't. It's already next week. There was so many like Christmas ideas that I had that I wanted to do for the channel, and none of it happened. I didn't get any Christmas videos up, unfortunately. Maybe I can still do some. I don't know. It's probably a little too late at this point. If I was going to recommend any Christmas movies, people have already watched all the Christmas movies they're going to be able to watch next week is Christmas already. But yeah, I don't know. I'm burnt. I'm burnt out. I think I burnt myself out in November with I made so many videos in November, and I've been having a little trouble getting motivated to make videos. But I did just shoot a video with all this stuff over here right before we started streaming. So that'll be up this week. So look forward to that. I got a big, huge collection update video of stuff I've been picking up lately that I haven't had a chance to talk about on the channel yet. So that'll be up soon. Ray Flood says Thief is going to look amazing in 4K. Carrie Witt says I might have to send you my Blu-ray of Thief when I inevitably double dip on the 4K. Sure. Go ahead. That would be great. I need to open up some way for people to send me stuff. It's a little weird, you know. You don't want to put out your address, and I don't want to pay for a PO box because it's so expensive and definitely not worth it. But I don't know. I could give out the address to my workplace and they could send it there and I could pick stuff up. That could work. Message me on Instagram. I'll see if I can do it. No Borders. I bought the 3 Colors trilogy right before the 4K was announced. Bought it again. The Blu-rays are wrapped if anyone wants. Well, cool. Yeah, see, that's why I keep stuff sealed. A lot of people get mad in the comments. They're like, oh, you still got stuff sealed. Open it up. No, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know if you're going to need to sell stuff and keep it in pristine. I wait till I watch it to open it just to keep it safe and to keep the value. I don't plan on selling anything, but sometimes, like you said, if you rebuy it a different version or you're gifted a different version, you don't need both versions, you can sell it. It's a lot better to sell it sealed than it is to sell an open one. Get a couple extra bucks. So I keep them sealed. I know there's like some gas released from the plastic that can like ruin your discs and all that stuff. I've never had that happen. Maybe I should open my stuff up. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Marty Thief Michael Mann is changing the color tone of his films. Interesting. This is always a hot topic. The original Blu-ray of Thief is very blue, and I anticipate the same for the 4K. So he's not. You're saying he is changing the color tone of his films. Interesting. So is he one of? I know a lot. There's some Criterion. I haven't experienced this, but I know a lot of people are like very up in arms about directors like changing the color timing of their films and stuff. So we'll see. I've never seen it before, so it won't affect me very much. But anyway, we're kind of wrapping up the evening tonight. Let me know if you guys have any other final comments or questions. I'm catching up, which is the first. I never catch up on these streams. So I'm going to scroll back a little bit and read some of the stuff that I missed. Ray Flood, is anyone getting the Inglourious Bastards Arrow video release next month? Pre-ordered it on Amazon for $30. Wow. I've heard about it. A lot of people are talking about that one. It's another big release that'll be coming out soon. And we'll talk about it next month because we talk about everything every single week here on our live streams. And we just got a little bit bigger, including some other fancy international releases. So we'll talk about that for sure when it comes out. But you probably want to pre-order it because that sounds like something that could sell out pretty fast. That's a big Arrow release. And I'm actually trying to scroll to next week to see what we have coming out next week over here. December, good grief, 20th? Yeah, December 20th or 21st. Yeah, December 21st. What do we have coming out? A big imprint box set coming out next week. Interesting. This whole adding the international releases has completely like thrown off everything. Stuff's getting pushed down a lot further. But there's a lot of stuff coming out next week that we can talk about. I might switch that back to an American release so I can actually see what's coming out next week as a preview. But yeah, we got a lot of stuff coming out to talk about. No Borders. Saw the Janus release of Rene Laloux's interesting. Restored the Time Master. I'm glad I went back to this. If you like Fantastic Planet or Gondahar, it may be your thing. I've seen it. I watched the Time Masters earlier this year. Actually, there's an unreleased episode of Criterion Corner, our podcast that we used to do here. Haven't been able to do it in a while, just based on scheduling. But we did an episode on Fantastic Planet, and in preparation for that, I watched all 3 of his films. Rene Laloux did 2 other animated films, not as well animated as Fantastic Planet because they lost their art director, but Time Masters is really good. I think I like Time Masters better than Gondahar, but I watched all 3 and I was so excited. I wanted to do a video about it, but I never got a chance to when Janus announced their restoration for Time Masters, because that probably means it's coming to Criterion Collection. And I am always happy about more animation in the Criterion Collection, especially some Rene Laloux films. So hopefully we get that announcement here this upcoming year, because I will be grabbing that one immediately. It's great. And hopefully they do Gondahar too, because he only has 3 films. Like, that's it. And some short films. which some of those are included on the Fantastic Planet release, and they're amazing. Those also have the same Roland Topor as the art director that he worked with on those, the artist. They're all great. They're so good. I love all three of those. Like I said, his other films have not as great animation. They're farmed out to different countries. They're not Czech productions like Fantastic Planet was, but they're still fun. They're still really crazy, over the top, like sci-fi big idea movies, and I quite enjoyed them. And the soundtracks, he always has like banger soundtracks for his films. They're great. Really cool. Let's finish up here. We've got about 5 minutes left, so get your last minute questions in here, and we'll wrap it up. Internet user, there's a rumor that the French Connection is getting a 4K. Are you talking about like in Criterion? That makes sense, especially because we just got an international release. They usually put them out right before Criterion does. Like they just did that with, what's the Wim Wenders film? Paris, Texas. Got an international release, 4K, and then boom, comes right to Criterion next month. Carrie Witt says French Connection is definitely getting a 4K in 2025. Ray Flood, favorite Criterion release of the year? Ooh, that's good. That's a great question that I'm not at all prepared to answer. I'll have to, that could be another video I could do. I'll probably do some kind of video of my favorite releases of the year. Let me know if you have any thoughts on that. Any preference? Like, does it matter? Should I do Criterion only, or should I just do like top 10 overall? I'd like to do that. I've never done that. Hopefully I can do that this year. That's a quick video to do. That's easy. I can probably do that. Find some time. No borders with 4Ks. I advise opening them right away. I found a lot with defects, scratches, including Criterion. Had to exchange Blue and Pat Garrett so far. Interesting. Well, that's a bummer. Yeah, I guess I should probably start doing that. And 4K is fine because there's never going to be a better version. So I can probably just go ahead and open those ones. There's not going to be upgrades for those. So that's good. Wow. Okay. The chat just caught way up. Neon Darling, did you check out Yokohama BJ Blues from Radiance? I'm getting that this week. We talked about it very briefly, but I didn't know much about it. And I love Radiance, and I'd love to pick up more of their stuff, but there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff coming out, but it does look like a cool release. Why so Bluetooth? Arrow will most likely release Thief on 4K in the UK, like they did with the Blu-ray. The UK edition also has different color timing than the CC Blu-ray. Whole lot of stuff we got to keep up with as collectors. It's a mess. And then the rights to these, and especially the UK rights, always being different. Like a lot of times we'll get Arrow releases that coincide with Criterion releases. It's a mess. PTP, Coen Brothers edited Miller's Crossing for the Criterion release. So wrong, get the older Blu-ray. Interesting. Grace just picked up Miller's Crossing, and I don't know if I guess she did get the Criterion, so I guess we have the edited version. I didn't know that. Wow, thanks for the heads up. Let's see. Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, Criterion collection. I'm not sure what that was supposed to mean. Marty DMC, hate when directors change their films, then suppress the original. We can thank George Lucas for starting this trend. Don't even get me started on Star Wars, of course. Really looking forward to No Country for Old Men. Ooh, interesting. SLC just got the White Christmas 4K at my front door. Going to check it. It's great. I'm assuming you've already seen it, but if you haven't, it's wonderful. We've already watched it this year. I was considering getting the 4K, but like I said, I've been cutting spending on physical media towards the end of the year for Christmas, and we went ahead and watched the Blu-ray again. Let me know if it's a big enough transfer that I should upgrade. I don't usually upgrade, but that's one of our favorites. We watch it every single year, so I might be persuaded to upgrade that to 4K. Let's see. Why so Bluetooth? The French Connection 4K is being worked on in collaboration with the Library of Congress. I doubt they're going to censor it like they did the digital version. I'm now just realizing that I'm an idiot and confused the French Connection with the Conversation, which we talked about earlier. So sorry for that confusion. No, French Connection, yes, absolutely. And it would be great if, I heard the same rumor, and it would be great if Criterion could make it up to it, because they had the Disney edited version on Criterion Channel. It was like a big thing, and they got a lot of heat for it. So I'd love it if they could redeem themselves and put it out on physical. That'd be great. Obviously not the edited version. Carrie Witt, you should do a video on movies that have been altered since their original release, namely ones that have different music, copyright, or different language. I find it an interesting topic. I would find it interesting as well to watch, but I don't know if I know I'm not qualified to make that video. I have to do a ton of research to even come close to making that kind of video. But I definitely watch it. It sounds interesting. Why so Bluetooth? Interesting, Marty. I say that because it seems that all of Friedkin's films have been getting solid releases after his death. Good to hear. That is great to hear. It took the world by storm on social media when that whole French Connection debacle happened. It was crazy. Like Marty says, Disney, never trust Disney. Henry Bidencap, top 10 overall that you've picked up in 2014, not necessarily 2024 releases. I think he means 2024, just a typo. But would that be interesting? That would be the way I would go if I did do it, because I pick up mostly older stuff. I don't pick up a lot of new stuff. So it would be cool to do like an overall, just anything I picked up this year. That'd be nice. It'd be fun. I might have to do that. Thank you for encouraging me, Henry. You're always the best. We just had a super chat come through. I have no idea how much it's for because it's from Dubai. Wow. Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Hamden. Hamden or Hamden? Let me know how to say it. Thank you so much for the super chat. It is in AED, which is a currency I've never seen before. But thank you so much for the super chat. Always appreciate it here on the channel. Really helps out the channel, especially for a channel like this where we literally have to buy stuff. That's the hobby. So always appreciate donations. Hello from Dubai. Love your videos a lot. Keep up the hard work. It's 7:30 a.m. here, and I'm enjoying your live stream with coffee. Thank you. I'm enjoying it with water in a coffee mug, which is not the same, but good morning. Thank you so much for the donation. I wish I knew how much it was. I don't know the conversion right now. It seems like a huge donation because it's $749.99, but thank you so much for whatever it is. It doesn't matter. Whatever the donation is, I appreciate it just the same. I appreciate you watching the streams, and so cool that you're tuning in from Dubai. That's what I love. I love, especially anyone else in the comments after this. Let me know where you're tuning in from, because obviously most of my audience is from America, but the fact that other people in other countries are watching me is absolutely crazy. And it warms my heart. So thanks so much for tuning in. Glad you're enjoying the videos. And I'm going to try to get more out soon for you. This week, I've got one already queued up. 2 of them shot, and I need to get those edited and out for you. So thanks so much. Glad you're enjoying the stream. Comment more. I know it can be a hassle sometimes, but I really appreciate it, and it makes me smile. So thanks so much. And really let me know how to pronounce your name, because I want to do it correctly. Hamden. Hamden? Hamden or Hamden? Cool name, though, however you pronounce it. Why so Bluetooth? I got my first 4K concert film in today. Ghost right here, right now. It's a 4K SDR and has Dolby True HD 4.0. Wow. Very specific, but I'm glad that you got your first 4K concert film. I actually have 4K concert film, I think, from Criterion, or at least a music doc. Interesting. Carrie Witt says, just make John do all the research for any content-heavy videos. There we go. He'd love to do that. He loves doing research. I'll have him write a book about it. That'd be probably get out faster than my video about it. Let's see. Wow. Whoa. Marty, according to Marty, that is $200 USD. That is amazing if that's true. Holy smokes, Hamden. That is the biggest super chat I've ever gotten in my life, and I really appreciate it. And I am gonna have to wow, that's insane. I'm gonna have to buy something specific and give you a shout out. Maybe I should buy something crazy. Obviously, YouTube's going to take their cut, like 30% of that. So I don't know how much I'll get, but I should buy like something nuts. Should I buy the Neverending Story box set? That would be a cool story if I bought the Neverending Story box set with a super chat. I don't know how much will be left after YouTube takes their cut, but holy smokes, Hamden, that's incredible. I don't even care that I'm 4 minutes past time here. It's insane. Thank you so much. I'm speechless. Awesome. Thank you so much, Hamden. Hopefully I can talk to you again in the future. Just regular comments. You don't have to donate another massive super chat, but that's awesome. I hope you're enjoying your coffee, and I will talk about movies anytime you want to chat. That's incredible. Really, really appreciate it. Wrapping up here, though, because we're over time, and there's a couple more things here. Let's see. People talking about other films that were edited after the fact. I'm trying to see if Hamden's going to say anything else, but I don't think he has. I don't think he has yet. But feel free in the comments after the fact, after you've had your coffee, after you get on with your day. I'd love to talk to you in the comments. Thank you again so much. What an incredible way to end the stream. And thank you everyone else for listening and talking. Oh, that's great, Patrick. Patrick says, get something from M Life with that. M Life. Yeah, they're crazy. That's an Asian premium company, and I've been looking at their stuff forever, but their stuff is so expensive. It's like $200 would be cheap for M Life. Like that stuff goes for $500, $600 sometimes. But Henry says I should get the Neverending Story box. That would be amazing. I would love to. I mean, I wouldn't be able to shell out my own money for it, but since it was a wonderful Christmas gift, I'll have to see. I'm interested to see how much comes out after the YouTube black hole, but we'll see. Lots of people shouting at me to get the Neverending Story. We'll see. I would love to do that. I would love to do a video and dedicate it to Hamden from this super chat. That'd be awesome. Anyway, thank you guys so much for indulging us there for a second. That was a very unique event, and I wanted to give it its due there and talk about it for a little bit. Thanks again, Hamden. Star of the stream. Really appreciate it. Numerical code says twist ending. What a twist ending. We were just talking about the Neverending Story set earlier in the episode and how I would never be able to get it. So we'll see. I'll do some research, see if it's still in print, see if I can still grab it. And I'll talk to you guys in the next stream. We'll talk about a lot more stuff next time. And thank you guys so much for hanging in there. And thank you for all of the great topics of conversation. Thank you for the notes that I have here. I'm going to look up some stuff after the stream. Thanks for everyone who popped in. Really appreciate you guys. And anyone who watches the stream afterwards on the replay, appreciate you guys as well. I guess hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell, all those things. It all helps boost me up in the algorithm so we can get these videos out to more people. It really does help. And I don't say it enough, but I do thank all of you guys who do that stuff. Really, really appreciate it. We're about to go into 2025, see where the channel goes this next year. It's been wild. This was a big year for us. And I can't wait to see where it goes. Love you guys. And I will talk to you next week. But until next time, keep collecting. And we'll be back with another one real soon.